guys know the people who keep calling everyone else Nazis? Well, it turns out they like to go around throwing rocks at Jews. What a surprise. A family describes horror as violent, maskless rioters throw rocks and attack a Jews for Trump convoy. The show of support descended into chaos as scuffles broke out between protesters and Trump supporters. These literal Nazis are out reenacting Kristallnacht again. And they're calling us the Nazis, as they are actually out attacking Jews in the streets of New York City. And they cannot see the irony of this. They still think they're the good guys. Let that sink in. This is how stupid our opponents are. They are actually out attacking Jews in the streets while calling us the Nazis. A family of 7, including 4 kids, were pepper sprayed by violent rioters on Sunday while participating in a Jews for Trump rally in New York City. A spokesperson for the New York Police Department said 11 people were taken into custody after the rally descended into chaos and violence Sunday afternoon. You ever noticed the pattern? How there's never any violence until this one particular group happens to show up? It's never the right-wingers that instigate the violence. It's always Antifa, burn, loot, murder, and the rest of the Nazis. Whenever they show up, completely coincidentally, that's when everything gets violent. It must be Trump. It's all Trump's fault. 6 people were charged with disorderly conduct, obstruction of government administration, and harassment, while a 7th person was charged with assaulting a police officer and resisting arrest, the NYPD said Monday. A convoy of hundreds of cars draped with American flags and Trump 2020 banners rolled slowly through Manhattan and Brooklyn Sunday afternoon. The caravan traveled from Coney Island to the Trump Tower in Manhattan before heading to a rally in a Brooklyn park. Oh, speaking of the Trump Tower, some mad lad just threw tar across the burn, loot, murder graffiti on the street right in front of Trump Tower. That was fucking awesome. At some point, skirmishes broke out between supporters and opponents of the president. Okay, so who do you think started the fight? Do you think that these the Jews in this convoy got out of their cars and randomly started attacking people on the sidewalk? Or do you think this aggression may have come from the other side? What do you guys think? Who do you think started this? A member of the family that was pepper sprayed told Fox News that the unprovoked attack happened while the family was driving down Fifth Avenue with the car windows down and Trump flags displayed. The man, who wished to remain anonymous, fearing his family would be targeted. I know. It's almost as if it's only ever one side that gets harassed in real life. And let me tell you, it's not the side that always keeps crying about harassment and death threats and yet can never provide the receipts. Said the car pulled up next to them and unleashed pepper spray into their vehicle. Immediately, the kids started crying and screaming, and I jumped out of the car and after I was pepper sprayed as well, the man said. The man said the attacker chased him down the avenue trying to pepper spray him again. His mother flagged down an officer and the suspect was arrested. Well, at least that much is good. All right, so and it looks like there was another one too. A land whale was arrested for spraying pepper spray at the Jews for Trump vehicle convoy on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan. Perfect. The man told Fox News the kids are now left traumatized and still coughing from the residue. These are the good guys that are doing this, by the way. These are the good guys on the right side of history running around pepper spraying Jewish kids. And we're the Nazis, right? Right now, in current year, we are answering the question, like, how did Hitler rise to power? Oh, weren't the Germans an educated first world society? How did they let that happen? We're seeing it right now. The next generation of fascists is running around in the streets, burning, looting, murdering, assaulting Jewish kids, and the other side lacks the balls to do anything about it. That is how Hitler rose to power. We're seeing the same thing again. The encounter was one of many violent confrontations between the rally's participants and rioters. The Jewish Telegraph Agency reported that a convoy was to take place in several Orthodox Jewish communities ahead of the planned event in Brooklyn's Marine Park. The event was organized by Boris Epstein, an advisor to the Trump campaign and the co-chair of the Jewish Voices for Trump. Multiple disturbing video clips of the convoy posted on New York Scanner show crowds not taking too kindly to rows of vehicles with hoisted Trump current year flags. In one video, a man can be seen appearing to throw eggs at the convoy in Brooklyn. I am not surprised. These people are the literal Nazis of current year, and they're trying to deflect by calling everyone else Nazis. In another video, pedestrians can be seen appearing to throw rocks at vehicles displaying a Trump flag. Now, isn't throwing rocks from an overpass a felony? People actually die from this. Now, the hostility lingered throughout the day. In multiple clips, people can be heard yelling expletives at the Jews for Trump participants. Yeah, this is the tolerant left in action. These are the peaceful, tolerant, inclusive people. And yet they're always instigating violence. One man on a bike appears so incensed that the pro-Trump vehicles have congested traffic in Brooklyn that he resorts to punching a window. Damn, they should have, dude. That's the one point where, could you justify self-defense running that fucker off that bridge? I don't know. In Manhattan, a Whammons was arrested. Landwehr was arrested for allegedly pepper spraying the convoy, according to police. That's what we covered earlier. And later, a scuffle broke out between a pro and anti-Trump crowd in the middle of a street. I wonder who started that one. Masked rioters could be seen in one clip converging on a vehicle doused in red paint as YMCA is blasting in the background. Like, go home, we don't need you here, someone in the crowd shouts. Uh-huh. That's right. How does this sound familiar? You think this may have happened in Nazi Germany too, when Jews were being accosted in the streets? Go back to Long Island, another rioter shouts. A video posted on Twitter shows a pro-Trump caravan led by former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani shows being pelted with eggs. In the clip, Giuliani can be seen rolling down the window from a passenger side of a vehicle. He briefly speaks to a police sergeant before the car drives away. Rioters can be heard shouting expletives at the former mayor. Now, several police officers can be seen struggling to separate the opposing sides before slapping handcuffs on a bicyclist, of course. Yeah, this, by the way, this is the same New York City where they pretty much gave burn, loot, murder rioters an escort as they walked their way through town before, too. A scuffle between the opposing groups continues as people brawl between a traffic divider. In the confusion, a masked rioter appears to strike a Trump supporter in the head. May or may not have been a bike lock, too. Just going to get charged a $1 fine and released. No big deal. As the masked culprit tries to run away, another person trips him, causing him to fall and slam his head into the ground. At least justice was served. Fucking perfect. Police later declared the gathering an unlawful assembly. One of the people arrested on Sunday, 36-year-old homeless man identified as Devin Harris, is accused of throwing eggs in two police officers' faces and then resisting arrest, the NYPD said, because of course. Chief Terrence Monahan said later Sunday that NYPD detectives are investigating the rock throwing incident. Well, at least there's that. Yeah, this type of shit, people actually die from getting rocks thrown on their cars from freaking overpasses and shit. This is not just a prank, bro. But you know what? These violent rioters, they don't care. Now, they literally tell us to our faces that, after we succeed in our revolution, you're going to be lined up against the wall. They're telling us to our face what we're going to do. So if you're one of those cucks that refuses to take action against them, I don't want to hear you bitching when you end up against that wall. They told you they were going to do it. You refuse to do anything about it. So you get what you fucking deserve. Oh man, I am so excited to tell you guys right now that finally, after about a year of build-up and shilling, we have launched Blade Devil on Indiegogo, and so far it is doing so well thanks to awesome people like you. If you haven't backed it yet, then please check the links in the description and check out Blade Devil on Indiegogo. You will not be disappointed. Looking forward to seeing you there.